Anytime. Hi everybody. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our big event that's going to happen at Herndon Middle School on Friday the 21st, and that's called Reading Rally. It's the 3rd annual Reading Rally that we're having at Herndon Middle School, and one part of the day is going to be an opportunity for everyone in the whole school to drop everything and read. That's called Dear Time. I know what I'm going to be reading. It's a book that I think many of our staff might be interested in too. It's called Restorative Discipline Practices. It's a great book about new ways to make sure our building is safe. And maybe you don't have a book to read yet, but you need one for Friday. So be sure you get down to the library. If you don't have a book to read, take out a book so you have a book on Friday. Or bring the book you're reading from home and be prepared to read that book on Friday. Here's a suggestion from your principal, Mrs. Clenna. You might want to read Clementine. I was reading this book on the recommendation of Miss Brinkman, our librarian, and it was a really great read. Laughed all the way through, and really speaks to what kinds of things we go through at school every day. So enjoy the reading rally, and thanks for listening.
A book I recommend is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
It's on, so whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Miss Andrews, one of the 8th grade counselors, and I brought in my Hobbit book. It's actually my dad's book. When he was growing up, he read it, and he wrote his name right here. And then he gave it to me, and I read it when I was a teenager. And it's really old. You can see the pages are very old looking. And then the author is on the back too. So I loved reading The Hobbit because it's all about kind of a different fantasy world, and I liked kind of escaping to that and reading all about the different world.
I've read Hatchet. It's really good. I read it over and over again.
I read Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It was really good, and I read it over and over again.
I read The Hunger Games. I read it once.
A book I recommend is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. It's a really interesting book about a kid that's going through a lot of emotional problems at the time, and he does some pretty crazy stuff. And on the day of the reading rally, I'll be reading The War Lovers, which is about Teddy Roosevelt's attempt to start the Spanish-American War.
Hi, my name is Carlos. I recommend this book that's called An Elephant in the Garden. I'm one of the members of the Battle of the Books, and it's about almost about World War II.
The book that I recommend is Smile, because that book is really good and I like it.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Staub, the ESOL Civics and ESOL History teacher here at Herndon Middle School, and I, for the reading rally, am going to be reading to my students, So You Want to Be President? And other civics classes will also be reading this fantastic book filled with lots of facts about our presidents. Thanks.
Okay, the book I recommend is Frankenstein. It's a classic book, and it's scary, and it's just an awesome book. And it's in Battle Books.
The book I just reread for about the 5th time is The Great Good Thing by Robert Townley. It is the most fantastic fiction book I've ever read.
I recommend The Leap of Faith. It's by my favorite author, Annie Scrap. And if you like the Blueford series books and you've read all of them, this will be a good book to read.
I like The Hunger Games.